Henry Ford house?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so Richmond Hill was settled by Henry Ford. I don't know if you notice all the Model Ts coming in. We have like really
I've seen
cool...
them like popping around. Okay, that makes sense.
And I'm on the board of tourism here too, here in Savannah. So I'm really dialed in on short-term rentals here in Savannah. I manage it a lot, I own a lot.
I feel like this market makes so much sense for short-term rentals. It's such a tourist destination.
Oh, it's incredible.
Haunted, romantic, tons of history, just beautiful, amazing food, by the way.
Right. And 11-month tourist market.
No.
Truth.
Okay.
We slow down between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's dead. But other than that, it's great weather, people want to come. It's an easy drive from a lot of big cities.
Is this colder than normal then?
It's December, so it's not, no, this is about winter for us.
Okay.
It's kind of murky and a little cold.
11 months for, that's so great because I'm not honestly a big short-term Airbnb person.
You used to be.
I had 75, I got rid of all of them.
Good for you.
I just got sick of the challenges that came with the ebbs and flows, and then also the regulation that was coming in Atlanta where I had a lot of stuff, and then also in Vegas they outlawed it. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to own anything where people can outlaw what I do. So I slowly got out of it. But markets like this where you're at 11 months, this is obviously not an HOA, right?
No HOA, that's correct.
Yeah, so you're looking at 11-month tourism spot. Properties can make money all year round. I love that because most of the places people choose to do Airbnb is like 6 months. And then you lose money the other 4 or 5 months, right? Okay, what else do I need to know about Savannah?
Well, 2 things. We're in Richmond Hill right now.
I know it's
which
south
was settled,
of Savannah, right?
This was settled by Henry Ford, and he came here to explore the rubber plant.
This
and
is
he was
well
gonna make
after
tires.
he'd already like crushed it and like made a bunch of money.
That's right.
Okay.
And so this community is called the Bottom. It was a swamp, and so he actually drained it. It's quite low-lying, and I should have flood insurance on this house, and I don't. But he drained the swamp, put up a bunch of houses, and gave all of his employees free housing. And the government didn't like it. I know, he was great. He's very well loved in this community, even though he has been gone for a long time. But and so the government got upset. They said, you can't do that. They have to quote it as income. So he said, fine, I'm gonna rent it to all my employees for $1. So every home in this community looks very similar. A lot of them are white with black trim. That's all Henry Ford wanted was white with black trim. And he charged them $1. And so this is called the Bottom community, and it was for his workers. So we have his old bakery in town. There's a lot of really cool stuff. And then just down the way here, I actually live not too far from here, Fort McAllister Road. Fort McAllister is a fort on the water. It's called the Ogeechee River, and it's just south of Savannah. And Sherman's March to the Sea ended right here in Richmond Hill at Fort McAllister. Wow. And when that fort fell, the rest of the South had been decimated and burned, and Savannah was like, we're done. So the city of Savannah just gave up, and they left the doors open. They didn't try to fight, and so when Sherman's troops marched into Savannah, which isn't too far away, they just let them have it. So they actually got trashed by the other Southerners who had kind of taken it on the chin.
Where you live is?
We're in Richmond Hill right now.
Okay, Richmond Hill.
Sherman's March to the Sea ended at Fort McAllister, which is very close.
Got it. Wow, how cool is this?
Yeah, it's really, there's just a lot of history. And that's another thing that brings a tourist. And this year, 2025, AirDNA named Savannah the #1 A-grade market for cash flow for short-term rentals, which is hard to do in this market. It's been a tough year. So Savannah's #1 right now.
Wow, good for you guys.
It's a great market. And
so what brought you here in the first place?
My husband's job.
Well, which was what at the time?
He was working in a hospital. He's an ER doctor.
Okay.
So I was dying to get back south. We were living in Texas at the time, and so we moved here. So.
Why back south? You grew up in California.
No, I grew up in Nashville.
Okay.
I was in California for grad school, and he was too. It's a long story. I've lived all over the world.
I love it. Okay,
I'm very old.
And literally Savannah is your #1 spot.
#1 AirDNA, yes.
No, not just AirDNA,
for me, yes.
For you as a person.
Yes, I've lived all over the world in many different states, and I will always live in Savannah. It's awesome.
Wow, that's big praise. Okay, cool. So what are other things why would this be such a hot tourist destination? Obviously you have the ocean.
The ocean, the weather,
fishing,
amazing people.
A lot of fishing, right?
Tons of fishing. My son, true fact, I'll show you photos. My son had a fish surgically removed from his leg. Like, we do a lot of fishing. Yeah, he did.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So a lot of water sports and, just very romantic. And Savannah's a very walkable city. We'll have you in the historic district later. I mean, the whole historic district is like 2 miles. So you can walk around, you can Uber, and all the trees, we love our live oak trees. We have one of the best ones in the neighborhood right outside.
Yours, I literally walked up and I was like, that is one of the most beautiful trees I've ever seen, yeah.
Right. And so Savannah's the only city in the world set around 26 squares. And so James Oglethorpe designed it. And so even now we still have the same squares with mansions all around them, and people want to see the houses, they want to see the trees, they want to,
so cool.
They love the history.
You called it a live oak tree?
It's called a live oak, that's right. That's a true live oak. An angel oak, I can show you a different yard, but it's a little bit lower and the branches go wider. This is the second prettiest live oak tree in the neighborhood. The other one is at my other house up the street.
This is an incredible tree. The moss, is that where the no-see-ums live?
No, they live in the dirt.
Oh, they do, okay.
Yeah. The moss is beautiful. It does not hurt the tree. It's a parasite, but it's gorgeous.
It is pretty. It really tells you that you're in the South. It tells you you're near Florida. It tells you your whole in this area. I've never been to Savannah until today, so.
When you see the historic district, it's stunning. All the squares and the homes, it's just so pretty. You know, we're on the outskirts right now, but it's really amazing.
Okay, so why did Henry Ford like this area?
Because of the rubber plants. He was always innovating and trying to, save money, bring more things in-house. And so he was down here to research the rubber plants and see if he could make his own tires.
Did he end up being able to?
He was unsuccessful. Yeah, but he bought an amazing piece of property out on the water. It was an old rice plantation that he bought. He came here well after slavery. He never owned slaves, but he was down here researching. So he had a beautiful home. It's now a high-end community. It's called the Ford Field and Paddle Club. But yeah, this particular part of Savannah is a Henry Ford town, is what they call
Ford
it.
Field.
And River Club.
Wow, okay, you're right on the water.
Yeah.
Golf course, private community.
Yeah.
That was his house.
That was his house.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
How interesting.
There's history everywhere you fall in
I'm
Savannah.
such a big Ford fan too, and the fact that this guy did all of that and he gave his employees $1 rent.
$1 per house per month. He had to charge, and that's what he charged. He really loved his employee. He was beloved. He even had free schools for them, and he really did a lot for this community, mostly for his employees, which kind of grew the community around it. So we're very proud of our Ford history here, and it's just south side of Savannah.
You don't drive a Ford?
No, I drive an Elon.
Okay, so tell us about this house.
Well, this story is unique in that the house up the street was on the MLS, and this is probably 10 years ago, and I bought it. I got it under contract and I bought it. So I was sitting at the closing table, and I can't help it. If I'm excited about something, I will talk about it. And I was really big into short-term rentals, especially medium-term rentals at the time. And so I was talking to the sellers, and they said, "What are you gonna do with this house?" And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna furnish it. I'm gonna turn it into a short-term rental." And they said, "You're kidding." And I said, "No, there's all this need. I get asked all the time." I had this massive waiting list of houses. This is back in 2017, because nobody was really in the space. So I told them at the closing table, well, they gave me their card and I gave them my card. We kind of stayed in touch. And so he happened to mention later that he owned a house just down the street, which is this house right here. It's only 3 doors down. And I kept saying, "I want that house. I want that house. I want that house. Come on." Whenever you buy a house from a guy that's an investor, they have more.
Right.
And I wasn't, too upfront about it, but I was just real persnickety. I was like, "Hey, come on, dude, come on. Sell me your other house. I want it. I want it." And this was vacant at the time, and he told me that. So I knew it was an opportunity. But you know how these guys are. So he finally called me one day and he goes, "I will sell you 386 Magnolia." And I was like, "Okay, awesome." And he goes, "And I'll finance it for you." And I was like, awesome. I told him that was one of the
tax.
Yeah, he's pretty savvy. He'd seller finance before, and this guy, he's awesome. He told me, he goes, I hope you don't pay it. He's sold to people and taken them back over and over, and he just makes more every time. So he's very open to seller financing, and he understands, the pros.
I call that the after party. It's like when I seller finance a deal and I end up taking it back, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do it again, get another $50,000 deposit or whatever.
Right. You just really have very little to lose. But people always think they do, but anyway, so he said, "Well, how do you want to structure it?" And my favorite seller finance is what I call a 10-10-5. 10% down, and then 10-year AM, and then a 5% APR. So this house will be completely paid off, in a few years, not too far.
Cool.
I don't like long-term debt. I like short-term debt. And a lot of these guys are older, and they don't want to finance for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I don't like a balloon coming up in 5. That stresses me out, knowing I have to get a loan. So I just said, "Hey, I want to fully amortize this sucker in 10 years. And he was like, "Yeah, no problem." So it's just been a huge win for him, and it's been a huge win for me.
What did you buy it for in 2017? Is when you bought it?
Yes, and it's a multifamily, and I bought it for $135.
Oh my gosh, what's it worth today?
Probably 430.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you make money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so why would somebody choose to stay in this particular house? What is the allure? Is it the neighborhood? Is it the history? It's close by stuff? Why would somebody stay here?
Well, this is not in the tourist area of Savannah. We are in the suburbs right now, but I'm really big on a regular house in a regular neighborhood making irregular returns. That's what I've always gone after. And when I first started in furnished rentals, I always wanted to make sure I knew the long-term rent numbers, and I always wanted to make sure I could make double that. So that I did that math, and I knew at 135 that it would rent for around $1,200–1,300 at the time. Now it wouldn't rent for much more. And then I wanted to make, at least $3,000 a month, and I was able to hit that, and it stays booked. But the allure of this is that this area is really good side of town. Richmond Hill actually has the best school district for hundreds of miles. So we have a lot of families and military that want to move here. And a lot of times they're looking for a house, or maybe they're moving out of a house
and they need like a month or 2
housing.
months or whatever.
Right. So
are you doing mostly midterm on this or short term?
It's a mix, but I can do both. That's the great thing about it.
Right.
If you can only do medium term, then you're stuck with that 30-night minimum. And here I can do both. So it's a hybrid, but that's why it's done so well. Sometimes it rents for the weekend and sometimes it rents for 3 months.
What are your favorite platforms to use? Furnished Finder, Airbnb, or VRBO?
Airbnb is extremely strong here. So mainly Airbnb. VRBO, we get some and a little bit on booking.com, but Airbnb is about 95% of our market share.
Interesting. And you're getting even your midterm renters off Airbnb as well. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
And direct bookings and my name and working and hustling and telling the agents about it. That was a big way I launched back in the day because I didn't know much about Airbnb. So I was going to all the brokerages going, hey, I've got all these houses if your people need a place temporarily. And then they could just move once. They move out of their house in Poughkeepsie.
Old school social media right there.
I mean,
let me just get out and do the thing.
I hustled.
People nowadays don't even understand it. Like I was on an Instagram live this morning and I had like 300 or 400 people watching and somebody's like, where do I find buyers? I'm like, man, y'all haven't worked an ounce in your life. It's so easy now to find everything that you need. Back then, you're literally passing out cards and still making it happen.
I was walking into brokerages very nicely with a stack and going, hey, just call me. And they would. I was helping them. And I knew I was helping them. And I also put it on platforms. But you've got to have visibility. You've got to be everywhere. And vacancy kills.
Why would an agent, I know the answer to this is probably agents have people moving in, their close of escrow gets pushed back, or they've got, hey, I need to close on this other house while our other house sells and I've got to have an interim place to stay. Is that why handing your card to real estate agents was a great move for you?
Absolutely. I'm solving a problem for them. And back when I first started this, there was a housing shortage, a very heavy housing shortage. And so a lot of times they had buyers, but the buyers couldn't find anything in time. So there's all this stress where they couldn't find the right house. And I'm like, I'll put them up. I can't take your client. I wasn't an agent at the time. I am now, but I wasn't at the time. And I said, I will never steal your clients. Just send them over to me. I'll send them right back to you. And I made sure they were taken care of. And especially if I got that referral from someone, I hustled hard and I made sure they knew I took really good care of the people. I made sure they told them, like, I'm just like very much a guerrilla marketer, I'm sure you're familiar with that book. And so I was walking in with cards and just telling people about it, and then they would tell their friends. But what people don't realize about real estate agents is that agents know everybody in a lot of properties. And so, like, I've had a lot of people where their house floods and they'll call their agent and go, Stephanie, do you know anywhere that I could stay temporarily? And they go, call Julie. And that's been huge. So it wasn't even someone looking to sell, but it's the agent, they're now friends with their former buyer. Of course they want to help them out. We had a situation last year right here nearby, this massive storm hit, sunny day, and I'm telling you, the skies just dropped. I'm gonna say 4 or 5 inches like that. There were 3 houses in this area within about 5 miles that were getting new roofs. They all were trashed, right? And guess what? They needed housing for 3 months, all 3 families. They all came to us. We housed all of them. They couldn't find anything else. So being irregular in this non-traditional, tourist situation, exactly.
Okay, so Savannah is an interesting market to me because today I went and hung out with Christina Mullings. I don't know if you know her. She's in the community. She doesn't live here. She lives in New York. Oh. And New York's such a challenging market because, if I want to go do a flip, I'm going to go buy a $400,000 property, put 300 grand into it, sell it for 1.1 and make like 150 grand.
You pray.
And you're praying the whole time. And you're burning hard money like crazy, right?
No.
She comes down to Savannah. She buys a house, in the heart of Savannah, $100,000, puts 80 grand into it. She's selling it for 325. And she's like, Pace, I do one a month. I'll make 800 grand a year. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. She has a contractor from the sub-2 community, a lender from the sub-2 community. She gets her wholesale deals from somebody in the sub-2 community, and she's like, it's so slept on here. Like, and it's 10 times easier than any other market. They're in Jersey, they're in Pennsylvania, they're in New York. And she goes, it's 10 times easier in Savannah. I'm like, why is this place not overran with competition then? Do you feel like there is room to grow? Like investors could come in here and actually make something happen?
That's all I do is work with investors, and there's plenty of room. And it's a very old town, so there's a lot of properties that need to be turned over. And the Port of Savannah actually went from number 4 in the country to number 1 after COVID. We took over Long Beach for containers. So because our port has become very strong, we've got a lot of industry. So there's a lot of opportunity. Prices have come up.
Do you feel like
still undervalued?
If I'm a new investor here, I know I could do anything here, I get that. But if I was gonna work with you, what do you see more opportunities of? Flips or Airbnb? What do you feel like I should invest in?
You just have to be really careful with the flips because it's dangerous to flip into a down market, and this is a down market.
Yeah, it is.
So with all my buyers that are looking for flips, I mean, we're going really hard on the purchase price.
Yeah, you're buying 30 cents on the dollar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really possible to go that low, but like, I just always say I'd rather you do nothing than do something stupid and overpay. But you know, when you look at our market versus Charleston, have you been to Charleston?
Not yet.
So their average price point is about 800 and ours is closer to 400. So we're about half the price point that they are for the same product. And this is, you know, historic district, non-historic, whatever. But when you look, again, I'm on the board of tourism, I'm really big into the numbers. When you look at the average daily rate for a short-term rental in Charleston versus Savannah, we're $1 cheaper than they are. So we're making the same revenue as they are as a short-term rental for half the price.
That's a big deal.
So it's very undervalued.
I guess the downfall to that would be that maybe you don't appreciate quite as much as Charleston would, right?
No, but we're tracking behind them. We're about 20 years behind Charleston.
I guess you also have a lot of catch up to do, whereas like their ability to grow at that same speed is probably pretty watered down. Like they're not going to be able to keep going at that same level.
Right.
That's really good insight.
It's starting to hit national lists though. Like I was, this one day I was literally at the bank and my phone starts blowing up with all these friends from Bigger Pockets and stuff going, hey, what's up, what's up? And I'm like, why are all these random people texting me? And they were at a Brandon Turner event in Maui. I don't know what it's called, but
he has like a 25-person mastermind in his backyard, yeah.
So they're always researching upcoming markets, and Savannah hit their market last year, hit their list. So when several of my friends saw it on the screen, they were like, oh my gosh, Chili's there. So it was kind of cool. So it's starting to catch fire, but there's still plenty of room. I mean, we're always sourcing deals. I work, you know, in the community all the time. I'm always moving off market. I'm a big on market girl too. People don't realize like if something's been sitting on market for a long time and you have the right agent that can, you know, get it the right way, like we can do sub 2, we can do all kind of things on market. So I do both.
Gosh, I wish I just in the last 18 months, I've kind of pivoted away from single family. Just because we have 300 single family homes, it's time for us to start consolidating and getting into bigger stuff. Our team's bigger, so, you know, it just makes sense, right?
No.
If I was starting out, I would literally want to, if I was still in single family, I would jump into this market. It's an exciting market.
Okay, but picture this with me. You and your family are renters, which I'm assuming you're not, but you are. And you could live in a duplex or a single family home and it's close to the same price. What would you choose as a tenant?
As a tenant, a single family.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm really big on single family. And I know you don't have the, you know, capacity of scale there, I get it. But like, I just think we're gonna, you know, percentage wise, we're gonna get less and less single family homes in this country over the next 10 to 100 years.
Agreed, 100%.
So like, if you want the best appreciation and, you know, the highest amount of rent, you go single family.
Do you have any deals that you have in your pipeline right now that an investor should buy? Or they get gobbled up so fast?
I have plenty of deals. I calculate them for my buyers. Like we keep a huge buyers list.
Do you have anything that we can look at tonight during the meetup?
Yeah, of course.
I would love to. So normally I have a big screen and I go through like a bunch of stuff, but my screen is stuck in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And so I'd love to, if you have.
I can bring my computer and we can go through the numbers. Can I show you something really quick?
Yes, please.
So this is what I do for buyers, Pace, if you're interested. So this is my multifamily spreadsheet. And so we calculate actually their profit and loss and their cash flow and cash on cash for them. So I send them lists every week and then they just pick based on the cash on cash.
Wow,
typically.
You're so awesome.
Well, when you work with an agent and that's also a property manager and also an investor, I have a large portfolio.
You are like the perfect unicorn agent.
That's true.
Do you know how many agents actually own real estate and actually understand the multifamily game?
2. No.
I've met maybe 3 in my whole life. I mean, in the commercial world, you're running into a lot more, but like in the residential world, it's very, very rare to have an agent that is top notch as you, on top of it. And also, you're telling your buyers, don't buy right now. You're flipping into a down market. You know how many agents don't believe that? You're a freaking unicorn.
That's true. But I started out as an investor. I was an investor for 17 years before I became an agent. I almost
feel like in order to become an agent, you should start out as an investor.
But I'm not telling buyers don't buy. I'm actually telling people to buy. I was talking about flipping at the right price. Absolutely. It's all about the numbers.
Right.
And guess what? One of my favorite clients, his name is Gabe. You'll meet him tonight. He had a flip coming, and I said, I forbid you to use hard money. I forbid you. He's 23 years old. And I could see the market, this is 6-8 months ago, I could see it going like this. I said, you call every person you know and you get money and you offer them 10%. They don't know anything. They don't even know what the word point means. Don't tell them, don't educate them, right? Just offer them 10% on their money. That's a great return investment. Gabe went to his network back in New Jersey. He raised the money and he made money on his flip. And he's told me over and over, he said, Julie, had you not made me use private money, he goes, I would have lost money. So I'm not saying don't flip. I'm saying it's really about the numbers and you need to assume low. I've seen a lot of people that are wholesalers and they take the highest comp and then they go, oh, the ARV is 800 because that's the highest comp they could find. You don't go off the highest comp. You really look around and you really have to know what you're doing.
The other thing too is that Savannah, because it's so historical, you'll go into these neighborhoods, at least I've driven through, a lot of these like East Coast, West Coast were newer. You know this about California. Of course, there's like, it's gorgeous. You gotta love it. But you come out here, you've got a house that's 150 years old next to a house that's 50 years old, across the street from a house that's 10 years old. And so the comps and the builds and all that kind of stuff, it just cannot be compared. And I watch people go, hey, I think this is a great deal. I go, what are your comps? They show me. I go, those houses are 80 years apart from each other. Yeah, but they're on the same street. It's not the same. And so you do have a little bit more dynamic, ranges here in Savannah. And that's why it's important to have an agent that knows what the heck they're talking about.
But that's why when I have a lot of wholesalers that bring me deals and I have a team of agents under me and we have a massive buyers list and I make sure they know that. And I tell them, if you bring the deal to me first and you let my list get it first, I'll help you run comps.
What did I say to Christina today? Do you know Christina in Sub 2?
No.
Okay, this is great. This is how easy it is to make money in this business. So, Christina, flipping from New Jersey, they just got married 2 weeks ago, her and Isaiah. They've been in Sub 2 for a couple of years. They're flying down here every month and they go, my number one problem is I don't have enough inventory. I go, okay, what do you need? She goes, I need more wholesalers. I need more agents that know that I'm buying deals. And I'm
like, she just needs one.
I know, but I'm not going to introduce her to you. I'm gonna try and play a little bit of wedge and try and make a couple $1,000 on the deal, at least on the first deal. But she should know you. She should be buying deals.
Yeah.
She's got 2 crews and she's got plenty of capital. She's got the way she's capitalized. She has somebody in Sub 2 that goes, I'll fund your deals and you don't have to pay me until the property sells. No monthly expenses, which is the right way to do it when you get a little bit more streamlined. You're not using hard money. You're using a partner that says, hey, I want 25% of the net. I don't care what the net is, but just pay me 25% of the net and you can pay me when the house sells. And so she's capitalized properly. So you'll look at a deal that goes, okay, no hard money. You're just splitting it with somebody. Cool. So you can hold this longer and you can deal with, larger renovation. You are the missing link in her business.
I would love to be the missing link.
I mean, you're the missing link in like 99% of people's businesses, to be honest.
We're trying. I'm very proud of what we're doing. Everyone on my real estate team, there are 3, they're all local real estate investors. Most of them have more than 15 rentals in their portfolio.
So cool.
That's a fact. Mine's over 80, but I've been at this forever, okay? I'm OG. But I'm really proud of that. We're specialists, we know what we're doing, and we're gonna serve our clients. And I've had so many people, many of them in Sub 2, but you're gonna steal the deal from me. Really? You really think that's one of his, we can't buy everything. It's always
the younger people.
We're at the top of the food chain. We know stuff's coming before anyone else does. And if we wanted it, we'd have had it before they ever saw it.
Right.
But I'm not buying anymore. Plus, and most of my agents are tapped out.
The other thing too is if you go around a buyer, right, and you take a deal from them, you've been in the business a long time. Your reputation gets ruined.
I'm done.
Overnight.
This town is this big.
Right, Julie stole this deal from me. 50 people.
It's never happened and it never will happen.
Right, and so that's the problem with younger wholesalers, especially the ones that have maybe done 2 or 3 deals, they don't understand that as you rise to the top, it's you cannot gamble with your reputation whatsoever.
No, I would never.
You like this cutie little house?
I love watermelons.
Oh.
Did you choose the watermelon design?
Well, yes, because I'm really big on taking a negative and making it positive. And I was like, this is a really old house. What's kind of old? And I thought, oh yeah, watermelons. So I named it Summertime. And then we did the big mural.
Here, show me. Let's walk through it. Let me show.
I want to tell you about my storage facility too. I wanted to film with you at the storage facility, but it's an hour away. But I have to tell you about that.
Maybe do you already own it, or are you in the middle of it?
Pace, I'm done buying.
Oh, you're done.
I hit my enough number last year. We'll sit on the glider and talk about that.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, this is me trying to make something old look kind of new, and I kind of dig it. It's not super dude. But you know, the women typically choose the short-term rental.
Yeah.
And so I say, if you're gonna do short-term rentals, go bold, like be kind of crazy. I don't wanna do boring.
Right.
You know how tired I am of gray walls and gray couches and gray floors? It's just like.
It's a vibe. Like this whole house is a vibe.
I hope so. It's not perfect, but it does make money, and that's what matters.
Yes, that is exactly what matters. So you covered up the fireplace. You don't want to deal with this. You also don't want to get rid of it.
Right. In a historic home, you do not want fires because old pine burns really fast. It has a lot of sap in it, so we don't want it. And we typically will write a welcome. In fact, I should have written a welcome to Savannah Pace Morby. I didn't even think about it. I'm sorry, Pace. Well, I failed you. The cool thing is that when I bought this, the garage was already converted and it had an old lady living in it. And that was part of the sale. He goes, as long as you keep Miss Sherry, I'll sell it to you. And she was paying like $500 a month. And I was like, no problem. And she stayed until she moved into a nursing home. And so it actually is it's one of 4 multis in this neighborhood. And then the other crazy thing that I didn't tell you is that, so I bought the one up the street, and then the same guy sold me the seller financed it, and then I met some of the other neighbors, and they started having me manage for them, and then one of them sold me another one around the corner, and he financed that as well. So
little domino.
This is my hood right here.
This is amazing.
Yeah. I'm
okay,
really proud of
so
it.
how big is this house?
This is 1,600 square feet.
That's pretty big.
It's decent size, yeah. It's not like a mansion or anything. And then we have a little outbuilding in the back.
Is most of the house
conversion.
on this side or on this side?
Well, the bedrooms are over here, and the kitchen, and then the bonus room back here.
1,600 square feet is big. Okay, these are sizable rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, these are the original floors, or did you replace these?
That is original.
Okay,
this
you can see
carpet.
you can see the nail marks and stuff. This is cool.
So one tip for people buying old houses: if you see shag carpet, buy the house, because shag carpet protects your wood floors. I love shag carpet, especially if they leave it in place. So this room had shag carpet in it for like 40 years. So I came in, picked it up, buzzed it, and I mean, this floor is over 100 years old. And wood will swell and shrink with the weather, and that is what you want in these old homes. LVP does not do that. And every floor I've done with LVP, I've regretted.
You get gaps, and
it's wood or nothing for me. So the bad thing is that they converted the porch in the back, so this room kind of looks into the
other
old
bedroom.
Porch, which
whatever.
I made into a ping pong table room. It's like a bonus room.
You know, I really, it's so cool that this wood floor was walked on by Henry Ford's employees.
Yeah.
They were enjoying this for $1.
For sure.
Like, it's just the history that you're walking on is pretty cool. Okay, so this was converted.
Yes, that's an old porch that was converted. It's now my game room.
Okay, cute.
And they call them Fordophiles. There are people that love Henry Ford. Just that's the thought for the day.
You sound like a Fordophile.
You can be a Fordophile. I'm on the board of tourism. I get kicked off if I don't know all the history. And the other thing I like about old houses, you have a lot of storage. So you end up seeing a lot of storage, you know, for your towels.
Surprisingly,
and
this house being as old as it is, you've got high ceilings, you've got really open hallways. This doesn't feel the same as like a lot of older houses in Phoenix, where everything's cramped. This was built the right way.
Well, they're made to last 100 years, and a lot of new builds are not going to be in this condition 135 years from now.
No. Is that how old this is? 135?
Something like that.
Okay, is it 1 bathroom for all of these?
Yes.
Okay.
But there is another bathroom out back. It has to be, right? If that's your only bathroom, you better make it sexy.
Super cute. So and that's how it was originally. It was 3 bedrooms, 1 bath.
That's right.
And then let's go over to the kitchen. Let's check that out. So you walk through the kitchen to the backyard. Is that correct?
Or you can walk around. Yeah, you can go either way. So huge living room, and then the dining room.
You called that? What do you call this house?
Summertime. Yeah. And then this is the kitchen, which it's just a galley kitchen, but it's actually a pretty good sized galley kitchen. Usually they're quite a bit tighter. And then this obviously used to be the back door. And then here I made it into a game room, and we set a desk and put a ping pong table. I still need to put more money into this house. I'd like it to be a little more luxurious, but it kind of is what it is.
If it rents and makes money, why touch it?
Exactly.
Right? That's the problem, I think, with people like you and me, is that it's like, I want it the way I want it.
Yeah.
But that's not really always your resident, right? And that is part of it too?
That's the second unit
Okay,
that I
how do we
want
get
to show.
there? Should we get our shoes on and walk over
We're going to
there?
have to get shoes. But yeah, it's actually a 4-2, but you've got 3-1 here and then 1-1 out there.
Okay.
And we get a lot of groups of like workers and stuff, and they love it because they can kind of spread out. Guys like lots of beds.
Yeah.
So if I have a 3 or more bedroom home, I always do 2 or 3 twins. I have another one that does well, and it has a huge bedroom. It's like the 3rd bedroom, and I have 3 twins, and it rents to these crews all the time. And they're great guests. They don't complain. They don't get upset if
they're there to
something
work.
breaks. Oh yeah. They're gone all day, and they're coming back to drink beer and sit around the fire at night, and God bless them. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take all, I think this works for families or a crew,
Yeah.
you know, which is good. But yeah, no, the back unit is so cute.
Oh, this is cute.
So this is the 2nd unit.
This was converted before you bought it.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
and
cool.
so the neighborhood, they won't let anyone else convert their garages, but since mine was already done.
Yeah, you
And so it has its own laundry,
Oh my gosh.
full
How
laundry.
often are you renting this separate from the main house, or it
Never.
kind of has to go together?
I ute together now that Miss Sherry's gone. I redid this whole thing, and
Is
I
it
rent the whole
just too
thing
much
as-
to manage 2 different bookings on the same property, and people fight, and it's like you're in my way, and they park behind me and stuff like that?
Well, there aren't a lot of 4-2s.
Yeah.
So it's very valuable. But you know, you try to, in a small bathroom, you want to do small penny tile. Like you try to do things to make it feel big, use a small vanity.
Yeah.
It's definitely not perfect, but
This is a
I love
huge
it.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's great. The hard part was that there was no great place for the mirror because of the window, and you want to have a window, so we stuck
that was
the mirror
that was the
over.
right thing to do. I mean, you're talking about a garage conversion for
Right.
heaven's sakes.
In
Like,
real
this is pretty
estate,
awesome.
Yeah, you're always trying to kind of make things work, and then just such a cute little kitchen, and always tankless water heaters. And you hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, don't use electric." I have so many electric tankless water heaters, and they're perfect. And I have 2 gas tankless water heaters, and they make me crazy.
Yeah,
so
I don't like
opposite
gas
day.
stuff either.
I don't either.
We're converting a house out of gas into electric right now, and people are like, "You're crazy! You're getting rid of gas." I'm like, "We always have a problem. There's a leak. There's a this. Somebody, you know," and then we're fearful of it. Our insurance is actually a little bit more expensive. This is super cute.
It's so cute. I like it too.
Like a family of like literally husband, wife, and even a little baby could be in here too. If
Totally.
if you know, wow.
Yeah, it's a really great property. I'm proud of it. I tried to bring in the watermelon theme with it. You know, we did the green lamp. So anyway, this is kind of a little bit more
How far out
elevated.
are your bookings for a property like this? Are you a couple months out?
It depends. This has been a slower year, so usually just a couple months. But like our luxury stuff in Savannah, we're already booking in next fall. The luxury stuff. Yeah, we have some really nice units, and they're in the great locations. We make sure the guests know it. We're super hosts. So I love property management. You can't, I see people all the time, they'll buy an asset and then they manage it poorly. I'm like, just don't even buy
Honestly, I think that's why I'm not a good Airbnb host.
it. It's all about the management.
I had one thing happen to me that just, I had one of my favorite properties. I actually used to live in it, and I converted it into an Airbnb, and I loved the house. And there was a wedding party, and they were all doing their hair and makeup in the kitchen. And so all the, you know, the light switches, or the breakers were flipping. This lady leaves, she's complaining the whole time. She leaves, and she leaves this like super negative review. It wasn't a big deal, but I'm like, lady, you had 9 freaking hair blow dryers.
Accountability.
And I'm like, you know what? I think it was at a point where Atlanta had just outlawed Airbnb, and Vegas was on the verge of doing it. I said, all right, I'm done. That was it. That was it for me. I wasn't built to be an Airbnb host. I think in some ways you were built that way.
Well, I think a lot of people don't realize how much work is involved.
It's a lot.
But if you have a property manager that's actually an asset and knows what they're doing and keeps it booked, that 20% is nothing, especially when you look at how valuable your time is.
Right.
But confession, okay? Airbnbs, or we should say short-term rentals, they went up, and I caught the edge, right? It's 2017, nobody was doing it, so I made a lot of money. And then when COVID hit, I was ready. I had all these houses and medium-term rentals, and everyone flooded here from like New York and stuff where it was shut down. So I did very well all the way through 2023. And last year, I started to see it coming because so many people came in and got into it, which I'm sure you experienced as well. So once you get overinflated, you've got to get out. So in the last 2 years, I've actually taken furniture out of 11 of my properties. That's the truth.
And what did you do with them instead?
They're long-term rentals. I bought them to make them long-term that I knowing I could. And so I had to do the math. And what it comes down to now with furnished rentals is that you've got to either be luxury or just be in like a sick location, or like kind of be the only game in town. Like you have to have some kind of an edge or be luxury, or you need to get out, because a poorly done short-term rental is not going to make it anymore. I see them all the time as an agent. People are just selling them left and right. They're going under. So we're on the back side of the curve, so to speak, in investing terms. And so if you're not going to do it really, really well, just don't do it at all. That's really my advice. But now is a great time to get these properties that people overspent on or they poorly managed. It's a great time to get in, redecorate them, and put them back on the market.
I need to have you do like an Airbnb semester
Yeah.
for the sub-2 community, because it's like,
It's important.
the people that are Airbnb educators out there are still trying to get
I
people,
know.
and I'm like,
Selling coaching.
I'm like, guys, like,
You know what? I'm not selling coaching. I'm selling
Right.
cash flow. And if
you're
I
also-
can't meet the numbers I tell you as your manager, I'm going to go out of business,
Right.
right? So I have to be honest with you. If I want to manage for you in the future, and I tell you it's going to make $100,000, I better put my money where my mouth is, right there.
yeah, because you don't want to have somebody. It's just like taking a listing and saying, I can sell it for 300, and you can't. And they're going to be barking at you and complaining to their
Exactly.
neighbors. Your reputation compounds. It turns into the whole
Exactly.
thing. And the guys that are selling Airbnb coaching, I'm like, guys,
I know.
you're telling people to get into Airbnb right now, and you
Right.
think it's the greatest thing. And now what they're doing is they're trying to sell the tax advantage. And I get it. Like, I get why a W-2 income earner would want to get the short-term rental loophole. I get it. But why buy an asset that's losing money? And I just wish people were as honest as you are.
I'm brutally honest, because I want that long-term relationship. I'm
Right.
not a one and done agent. I'm not a girl that sells you a property and you never see me again. I'm like, I'll sell it to you and I'll manage. And a lot of people, they'll self-manage and then they pass it to us later, which is fine. But I had a guy last year, high income earner, he used the loophole. He bought into a down market. It has been kind of slow, but he listened to us. He not only did he buy the short-term rental, he invested more money in and let us redecorate it luxury. And his is the one that's booking into next fall.
So cool.
Because he listened to someone that was in the space. And so they're paying his mortgage. He's not killing it, but he's doing fine, especially compared to other places around him that are sitting vacant.
I have a friend that's not in the community, and he was in like a short-term rental mentorship. And this poor guy was buying the whole way up, buying. He learned creative finance from me.
Yeah.
Was buying sub-2 deals. I was like, bro, just because you can get a free house doesn't mean you should turn it into an Airbnb.
Right.
Well, I'm no money in the deal, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, you are gonna lose your ass on this.
Yeah.
So anyway, he just sold his personal home, pulled $400,000 out to pay off all his private money lenders. Now he's like he's like living in an RV, basically just trying to survive from short-term rental, just wiped him out. Not all people's stories are that bad, but you see a lot of people getting out of the game. And I'm sure you've seen even clients that maybe you were managing that they bought, you managed, and they probably are shutting them down because they just weren't making money. The economy just changed. And that, I think, is the other side of the sword with Airbnb, is that it does depend on somewhat, unless you're killer location, high-end luxury, or you're the only game in town on like a 4-2, right? You're gonna get your butt kicked when the economy changes.
But look at your own portfolio, right? You've changed your asset classes
lot.
over the years, as have I,
Right.
Like,
You have
just
to
because it's
adapt.
working today does not mean it's gonna work tomorrow.
Right.
Now, one caveat to that is long-term rentals. We're always gonna need long-term rentals, but sometimes they will make money and sometimes they don't. And I don't, say buy a long-term rental that's gonna lose. But you have to watch, it's buy low, sell high, and things trend high and low, and you just gotta kind of keep your ear to the ground, which is why last year I pivoted to self-storage. And it's done really well, but it's just like you've got to kind of be ahead of the curve. If you're an early adopter, you're going to make all the money. And if you're the guy that comes in 3 years after it peaks, you're going to lose. So, that's just investing in any asset class, right?
Yeah. You know how many people could buy deals from you? Oh my gosh.
Yes, I do know how many.
Like you've got
I'm ready for him, Pace. Bring him over.
You've got 3 agents
And me.
and you. This is the problem with getting to know people. It's like you get to hear their superpowers, and it's like, why can I not tap into her superpower?
You know what though? You just have to have a specialist in one market. I've had people call me, my coach told me to have 3 agents. You don't need 3 agents. You need one competent agent. Be loyal to them, listen to them, and they'll do well for you.
I like an agent.
You don't need 80.
I wouldn't make it a requirement, but I do really like an agent that's actually invested, and they fix and flip. They've done an Airbnb.
Right.
They know what a regular rental feels like, because when you get an agent that goes, "Hey, got a great off-market deal," I go, I would lose 80 grand on that. Why would you? How is it an agent is sending me a deal that I would lose 80 grand on? It's because they've never done a deal before.
Right.
They've only done listings, right? And they get some off-market, let's say pocket listing that they don't want to list on the market. And they're still trying to sell you as is value. It's just, but if you get an agent like you only need one.
That's right. They don't know how to calculate cash on cash or a cap rate. They don't even know what cap rate means.
Oh my gosh.
I started in commercial, so I started the hard way and then moved into single family. But I have to tell you about my storage facility.
Yeah, tell me.
I really wanted to film there with you, but I can't. But I can show you video if you want. But so this is, again, I'm a hustler and I've been at this a long time. I was at my son's birthday party and we were at the beach and the kids were out running around having a great time, whatever. And I'm talking to the mom who I'd known for years. And our kids had played baseball together. So we're chatting and I don't even know how we got talking about the family, which I kind of know her family. And she said, yeah, my dad has this self-storage facility he can't sell. And I almost dropped the birthday cake. I was like,
what? What did you say?
I'm trying to be all cool, you know, I'm like trying to be all cool, like, what did you just say? You know, and she's like, yeah, he has this self-storage facility, he can't sell it, da da da. It's been all, he's so sick of it. And I'm like, where is it? And she goes, oh, it's in Pembroke, which is right where the Hyundai plant was being built, this 9 million square foot Hyundai plant that's like reset the whole market just by that one plant. And I was like, what? And so, of course, you know, that put a bee into my body. So then I start kind of asking her, hey, can I chat with your dad? I'd love to take it off his hands. You know, I know he's sick of it, blah, blah, blah. So finally I get the dad's info. Well, again, our kids are on the same baseball team. Make note, next game, I was like, where's your dad? I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was. He's kind of a quiet guy. She points him out. I'm all, how are you? I'm Julie. I'm Josh's mom, blah, 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 blah. It took me a year of baseball games chatting with this guy until he finally agreed to sell me the storage facility. And we did the same thing as we did on this property.
10-10-5.
10-10-5, 10% down, 10-year AM, 5% APR.
Wow.
And I knew I had his revenue. It was very tragic revenue. He wrote it out on a little piece of yellow note paper.
What was he doing wrong? Was he mismanaging, not promoting, not marketing it?
Well, he'd had it forever. So he's working there a lot. He's showing up for every little thing, which you don't want to do as the owner. You need to have professional management, right? Your time is valuable. So he was always rescuing people. He was always fixing the gate. He was always this. And then he was expecting his wife, who really had no interest and wasn't in business. She was doing the bookkeeping and the collections, and so he had all these people that weren't paying, and then the ones that were would complain and want this and that, and
he had too soft of a heart to be able to actually stand up. Whereas like professional management would have either said no, showed them, you know, who's boss, or said, yeah, you can leave and we'll replace you with somebody better. And you don't have that, so you have a soft spot. You just start saying yes to everybody.
That's right. And I mean, we raise the rent, we hold them accountable, we make them pay, we do all the things. And so it's just been such a win for him and myself. Like, he's making more money than he ever has because my payment is like $2,200, and he was hoping to make $1,700 a month. He was making more like $1,300 a month because people weren't paying. And he's like, our lifestyle is so much better. And my wife doesn't hate my guts anymore because she hated dealing with all the billing. She was mailing bills out and receiving checks back. I mean, that's how bad it was.
And I'm sure he was getting on her case like, hey, what's going on with the money? What's going on with this? And she's like, this is not what I was built for.
They're in their 70s. They didn't want to deal with it. So I really did him a favor taking it off of his hands, and now I'm handing him cash every month.
So cool.
We're splitting out the taxes, you know, and it was just such a win-win, and I'm so proud of it. And the cool thing is that it sits on 3 acres. And the facility is this big, and then you have this much more land, so I'm actually going to expand it. And then I'm really big on education. I love to go to conventions, so I went to the self-storage association last year out in Vegas. And what they have now are all these portable units, and you can line them up, and it looks just like a storage facility. And there's no setback requirement and no permit requirement because it's technically it's equipment. And so I can write the entire purchase off year 1 as equipment. It's just such a stupid, awesome deal.
It's so much better because then instead of doing a cost seg and only getting 40% or whatever it is in your first year, you're getting 100%.
Yes, I'm going to put down a pad of gravel.
And you can probably finance them too. So if you're doing 20% down, you finance the equipment, you're getting a 5-to-1 write-off, and you're getting 100% of the deal. It's so good.
I'm going to buy them on my Amex so I get the points.
Love it.
And then I'll finance, and then I'll get the write-off, and then I'll have an even better facility and keep printing cash.
So good. Oh my gosh.
Next time I'll take you. I'll show you a video.
I want to come back to Savannah and spend like actually a couple of days here.
Absolutely. I'm talking his ear off. I'm sorry. Don't get mad.
This is the type of personality I like to hang out with.
I'm a deal junkie.
I know. It's like I'm scratching for a deal all the time. The tough thing is like going to all these cities, I'm like, I want to do deals here. I want to do deals here. I want to do deals here. Our country is so freaking amazing.
It's amazing. I agree.
It's also not boring at all. It's like every city you go to, there's different things that you can do. Like Savannah is unlike any city in the country. Unlike anything. Of course, you know, there's certain standard practices and whatnot, but knowing the local market and having an expert in your back pocket,
so important.
Oh my gosh. Everybody at the meetup needs to know you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
No, I'm dead serious. If I had you in Arizona, which is my wife, but if I had you in any market, you are the missing link for most people. And agents not getting educated enough on creative finance, oh my gosh, you imagine if agents actually understood creative finance?
Yeah. When I've had buyers come in that can't get agents to listen, and I'm like, just let me be your agent. I'm free to you. I'm paid by the seller. The second I call the agent and talk to her in agent terms, they go, oh, it's not, I'm like, your client is fine. There's no danger to him, and this is why. I've been able to get deals through just because they bring me on.
I wish you were doing deals in other parts of the country.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, sometimes I do.
They only made one Julie, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I'm proud to be a specialist right here. Like,
of course, yeah.
You can go wide or you can go deep.
And so this is the right place to go deep too.
Yeah.
Super impressed. This is so cool. What a great property.
We're so excited to have you here. Like when Adam told me you were coming, I was like, yes, I'm in.
So cool. Thank you.